want to start the lesson off by saying all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Say shalom to the brothers that are preaching and teaching the truth worldwide. And I want to say shalom to the hopeful elect. Today's lesson is entitled Operation Crimson Mist. So the inspiration from the lesson came from a video today I was watching from Deborah Tavares. I think it's on Stop the Crying. And when she was speaking, she mentioned that particular Operation Crimson Mist, where the United States used this tactic on the people in Rwanda. So I'm going to get into the information showing how they can utilize that same tactic in conjunction with the 5G technology to target whomever they want to. And the perfect time would be during this election period, especially if DJ Trump or if Biden win. Man, they can utilize that same tactic that they utilize in Rwanda and cause straight civil war. Man, it's crazy. And I also got a clip showing you where these them rednecks, they geared up for you, Jake. So 2 Corinthians 2:11 says, "Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices." Yeah, we're not ignorant of Esau Edom's devices. We understand that he has different tactics that he can utilize to control riots or crowds. But guess what? He's not using it yet. See what I'm saying? He's just allowing everything to fester and fester. Because if he wanted to acquire any type of protest or riot, he could have been done it. Obviously, it's not part of his agenda at the moment. See what I'm saying? That's why he's allowing the different riots and protests to go on the way they're going. Because he has riot controlling equipment, but he's just not utilizing right now. And also got you can always bring this out, of course. Job 9:24 says the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof, if not where and who is he? Yeah, this devil is the wicked of the whole earth. So I'm saying, especially this information I'm about to bring out. Hey, if Esau, the so-called white man, isn't the wicked of the whole earth, who is it then? So, I'm finna get into this article. It says, Operation Crimson Mist, electronic slaughter in Rwanda. So, Operation Crimson Mist. During the late afternoon of the 6th of April 1994, a hail of cannon shells tore through the fuselage of a commercial airline flying overhead central Rwanda. Several seconds later, the blazing plane exploded on impact with the ground, killing President of Rwanda, can't pronounce the name, I'm not even going to try to pronounce it, and the President of Burundi, and most of their senior government officials. In that fatal millisecond of time, the entire political command structure of Central Africa was decapitated, leaving the way for Operation Crimson Mist, the most obscene terminal mind control experiment ever mounted by the United States of America against a sovereign nation. Job 9:24. See what I'm saying? If Esau, the so-called white man, isn't the wicked of the whole earth, who is it then? So it says that Crimson Mist has been used again recently on a smaller scale in Iraq is now beyond doubt. So it says, as whoever this guy's name and his colleagues made their death dive, a small group of American men and women lounged around in a large hut at the edge of a discreet gravel airstrip a few miles away, so like a few miles from the Rwandan capital, Kigali. Temporary home for their three unmarked C-130 Hercules transport planes. All crew members carried forged credentials. Told you that's the devil, man. Showing them as atmospheric researchers employed by an authentic civilian American agency, but these were only for emergency identification if one of the aircraft was forced to make an unscheduled landing on unfriendly territory. For all practical security purposes, neither they nor their three large aircraft were even in Africa. When news of the presidential crash came in over the VHF radio, one of the Hercules planes was swiftly prepared for takeoff. The flight engineer checked the attachment of the radar, that's a rocket-assisted takeoff packs, while the scientists made final adjustments to a large microwave dish mounted on the rear loading ramp on the aircraft. It was a strange and esoteric piece of equipment alone that would directly contribute to the deaths of more than 1 million African civilians during the 100 days that followed. Though completely silent in operation, the single microwave dish had more killing potential than a whole squadron of AC-130 Spectre gunship armed with 50 Gatling cannons. That one dish. Willing to commit mass murder, though officially tagged an experiment, none of those present had any doubt that this was merely a cosmetic cover for the gruesome operational work ahead. Each member had been carefully vetted and then vetted again by the U.S. intelligence to ensure they had the right stuff and were philosophically committed to two objectives. See, this devil had to vet them over and over to make sure that they was willing to go and kill hundreds of thousands of people, turn out to be like 1 million people by utilizing this war tactic on those people in Rwanda. First, as the evolving need to control or eliminate political dissent by remote means in the run up to the 21st century, second was the need to stem or reverse massive population increases across the world, which threatened to overwhelm existing natural resources, especially water and food. So this is their thought process, the reason why they needed to do this quote-unquote experiment, so that they can control population, and so they can also mainly controlling the population, and so that they don't run out of their natural resources, especially water and food. See, this is the devil, Job 9:24. So he's willing to kill 1 million people so that he can save a little food and water for himself. Intrinsically, this required a willingness to commit mass murder, and everyone present had passed this critical test with flying colors. As the Hercules engine started with the war, American agents in Kigali were working alongside local civil servants and members of the Rwanda Security Service, ramping up public suspicion about foul play in the presidential air crash. Urged on by corrupt officialdom, the Hutu tribesmen started marching on the Tutsi tribesmen and threw a few rocks at them. Innocent enough at the outset, although with a few nasty machete cuts here and there, but then the C-130 made a carefully calculated pass directly over the advancing Hutu, and they suddenly went berserk. Eyes glazed, the mood of the Hutu crowd went from simply anger to uncontrollable rage, and within minutes, hundreds of assorted Tutsi body parts were flying through the air. This is a picture of it right here of the different body parts. So the stuff that they sprayed on them just threw them into rage. And let me give you me show you something. So imagine if they sprayed that on this guy right here.
But come November, there's a war coming. Whoever wins, and it's down to two. We already know this. Third party, they don't even matter. It's down to two. One or the other is going to win. As a certain supporter, we know which one's going to win. Trump 2020. But there's a thing about it. The reason why I say there's a war coming is because if Trump wins, Black Lives Matter and all them other Antifa dumbasses are going to try to start war. We ready. Don't worry. We ready. Us rednecks and stuff, we ready for y'all. But if Biden wins, we coming. And we coming strong. Oh.
See? I said it coming for you if Biden wins. Guess what? Imagine if they sprayed them. The same spray that they use is Operation Crimson Mist. Jake, they're going to go crazy on you. See what I'm saying? So, hey, they could have it where it doesn't matter who wins. See what I'm saying? Trump wins or Biden wins. If they get both of y'all clash together, man, they could spray this same stuff that they sprayed. It's probably stronger now that they using this Operation Crimson Mist. They had y'all going straight crazy out there. See what I'm saying? So, hey, be out there protesting, talking about some Black Lives Matter, no justice, no peace. Esau come through spraying that Crimson Mist on you. How you going straight berserk? You know it's stronger. This was back in what, 04 or something like that. I forgot when it was, but hey, you know it's stronger now, because he probably done perfected it now. And what it was, I'm gonna continue on reading, just showing you. It says, creating electronic rage. What the Hercules crew had just achieved has been an open secret since the late 50s, when researchers accidentally discovered that there is a precise controlled brainwave for literally everything we do and for everything we feel. The problem back then was that each of these controlled brainwaves, rage, fear, panic, lethargy, vomiting, and so on, had to be transmitted with the accuracy taken out to 3 decimal places, or they simply did not work at all. But as the years rolled on by, like now, and with the advent of transistors and microprocessors, the operational application of precise controlled brainwaves has become practically a reality. See what I'm saying? So it is important to note here that the lethal trick repeated hundreds of times by the C-130 Hercules in Rwanda, this in 94, during April to July 94, was not classic mind control in the ultimate conspiratorial meaning of the term, where people claim to hear complicated messages inside their heads, or where it is feared that the NSA or similar intend to turn everyone into helpless zombie by implementing electronic chips in their arms or necks. What the C-130 crew were actually engaged in was electromagnetically augmenting a pre-existing state. Remember that the agents and security service personnel first had to point the Hutu tribesmen in the direction of the Tutsi, induce reasonable anger, and make sure they were appropriately armed. See what I'm saying? So, hey, they was what they had to do was, in this instance, they were already enraged, and once they pointed them in that direction, and they shot those different rays on them using this Operation Crimson Mist, hey, it was a wrap. They was already enraged, and that just had them infuriated. So Hey, just imagine you had the Proud Boys, the the 3%ers, the different militias, and then you got Antifa and the Black Lives Matter there in one place, and then they roll this out on them. Game over. See what I'm saying? So, hey, hopefully this lesson was edifying. Till next time, shalom.